I'm now joined by the Oscar-winning composer of the score of Titanic, Mr. James Horner. Hello, good afternoon, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Marvellous.
Pleasure being here.
It's quite nice, isn't it? The Royal Albert Hall, the premiere of Titanic in 3D, it's quite special.
It is. It's, who would have ever thought this would happen? I certainly didn't. It's just brilliant being here.
Now, the score that you created for this film is one of the most recognisable in cinema history. How do you go about coming up with the music for a film of this scale, of this size?
The way I do it is I watch the film with the director usually. In this case, Jim Cameron was still filming, so I had to watch the film myself. And then I go home and doodle ideas to myself and see how it all sort of works and fits together. And in the case of this film, it was really easy. I wrote 4 or 5 themes very, very fast and sent them to Jim to listen to, and he approved them. And they're the same things that are in the film today. No changes.
Wow, because I was going to ask, I wonder how involved James Cameron got in the musical element of the film, but it was very much, that's all great, James.
Oh yeah, he and I work very intimately together. We saw each other every day. I'd play stuff for him. He'd give me the thumbs up or the fix it. But it was a very close relationship. We worked that way.
And how about the song, My Heart Will Go On? I think most people are familiar with that little number. How did that come about?
That was something that I wrote as an afterthought. I wrote most of the score of the film, and I was saying to myself, how am I going to encapsulate this film in an end credit sequence with an orchestra? And I decided that I would write something that resembled a song. It wasn't a song at that point. Jim had made it very, very clear he did not want a song in the film. But I surreptitiously put a song together, and I knew Celine, and I decided to ask her to demo it. And then, as history played out, I finally played the song. It took me about 4 weeks to find the right moment, but played the song for Jim, and he approved it.
So in many ways, you snuck one of the biggest selling singles in music history. You snuck it in the back door.
Is Jim around? Yeah, I did, completely. It was completely done. Nobody knew what I was up to.
Wow. Did you ever expect it when you'd written it and put it out there? Did you expect it to be what a huge hit it is?
Oh, no. I never think of film that way. You sort of hope for the best. I knew that when I wrote it, and the score, it pushed my buttons emotionally, but I never know what it's going to do for anybody else. I just hope it has roughly the same effect, and I guess the song did.
I'd say so. I'd say so. We're being watched by many, many people online right now. We have a question that's coming through Facebook. How many times have you heard My Heart Will Go On?
I actually haven't heard it very often. When I originally, what we did is, I went to New York and secretly recorded it with Celine. She did the whole song in 2 takes, literally, perfect performance. And those 2 takes are what is in the motion picture today. Not a fancy version, nothing fancier. On her album, she has a different version, but in the movie, it was a 2-take thing. And I think I heard it then. I heard it when the film was released, and maybe once or twice on the radio. It's been like 4 times, and that's it. I completely put it out of my head.
Wow, so tonight is going to be the 5th time you've heard it?
Tonight is the 5th time I'm hearing it, and doing a concert like this is just such a thrill. I never thought I'd be revisiting these melodies and notes in this movie again. It's amazing.
Of course, because there's a performance, your work, you're conducting an orchestra inside. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. I wrote a 20-minute piece which comes before the film, and then the film will start. And it's been great. It's just amazing.
I have one final question for you, James, which is, what is it about Titanic that you think personally has made it such a, well, for want of a pun, a Titanic hit?
It's a love story but it's a love story, a very special love story. It's set against a disaster that we all know how it turns out. There's no good ending in the story of Titanic. So when you fall in love with two characters, despite yourself, despite knowing that it's not going to end well, there's a great amount of, that's what makes great romance. And I think that's one of the things that made Titanic so wonderful.
Absolutely. Listen, have a fantastic night. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much.